Hello and welcome to the Everyday Theology Podcast. This is another episode in our series, Everyday Wisdom. My name's John, and joining me today is Braden Thompson. Hello, Braden.
Hi, buddy.
Today, we're going to be talking about Proverbs 1, verses 10 through 14. And these next two episodes, today and the next episode, will actually go together. And we said many times before that, well, not many times. This is only episode 5. We've said a few times before that many of the Proverbs go from one theme to the next. And because it's really how life is. You know, you're 1 minute you're dealing with one thing and the next minute you're dealing with another thing. But sometimes there are whole sections that communicate one theme. So these two episodes are going to cover verses 10 through 19. And today we're going to cover 10 through 14. And what we're talking about is wisdom in friendships. And what we're going to see is really the temptation to follow the world and be influenced by other people, to just care about sinful things and worldly things. And how do we deal with that? How do we navigate that? How do we still have friends? How do we evangelize and things like that? And so first, let's read the text, verses 10 through 14. My son, if sinners entice you, do not be willing. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait for blood. Let us ambush the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them alive like Sheol, and whole as those who go down to the pit. We will find all kinds of precious wealth. We will fill our houses with spoil. Cast in your lot with us. We shall all have one purse. So, Braden, what's happening here? Let's just walk through the text together.
Well, it looks a lot like, if we look at verse 11, it says, if they say, come with us. If I tell you to come with us, that's an invitation.
No.
No?
I don't talk to strangers.
You're not coming with me?
No.
It's an invitation. And sin never promises that it will be unfulfilling or that sin will wreck your life. What we're talking about is sin. It's deceptive. Sin will show up as an invitation. Come and hang out with us. Don't just try it once.
It's not like, like that. Hey, this is going to ruin your life. It'll be great. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it doesn't do that.
Just destroy everything. No, a lot of people in high school will say, oh, well, my friends are all hanging out, so I'm going to go over to their house and hang out and just... we're only going to do pure and holy things. Like, that's not typically the case. So sin wants you with it. It wants you to be intermingled with it. It doesn't just say, okay, well, we're just going to separate this time over here for sin and this time over here for whatever else. It wants to invade every part, every aspect of your life. This is incredibly scary, especially for people with FOMO. You know, fear of missing out. Because
why do you bring that up here?
It just came to mind.
Okay, I don't have FOMO.
Yeah,
I wonder what Ian's doing right now. No, do you? No. Okay.
But this can be scary and
scary
because people don't want to be left out of things. We want everyone to be inclusive, and no one wants to be left out of the quote-unquote fun, especially, at the younger age. This verse is saying that the invitation, come with us, is the warning. It's telling us to be wary of this is dangerous. Yeah. The inclusion of it all.
And it's not just with friends, too. I think it's a very subtle way that the world just operates.
Absolutely.
To think like this. This is normal. To just do this. What's the big deal?
Right.
And so it's much more than friendships, but it's definitely has to do with the people that we are tethered to in life.
And people see it in workplaces all the time. I've worked in factories. I've worked in different areas where a religious focus was not present at all. Mm-hmm. And there are people, who I worked with at that time would say, oh, well, this isn't a big deal. Just using foul language came as easy as breathing, And so this is what we're talking about. It's the invitation to do it is subtle, and you don't want to be left out of all the fun talks at work. So you naturally start to say these things. This is why wisdom is so important.
Yeah. Wisdom helps you to navigate, I think, what 2 Corinthians 6 says, verses 14 to 16. Do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership have righteousness and lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? Or what harmony has Christ with Belial? Or what has a believer in common with an unbeliever? What agreement has the sanctuary of God with idols? For we are a sanctuary of the living God. And so this matters and so much to God, but there's this tension there, because what also matters to God is that we go and make disciples of all nations, teaching them, baptizing them. You don't want to just get in your holy huddle with all your Christian friends. You also want to evangelize the lost and be an influencer. And so this has more to do, I think, with, I think the word yoke is very telling in what this is talking about. That so come with us isn't just let us lie and wait for blood. This isn't just this casual thing. This is like, I am being yoked is just refers to two animals who are, a yoke was like a piece of wood, and it's still, I'm sure, used today in some applications, but just definitely more common at this time when the Bible was written. But it's like, so if we are yoked together, we are going in the same direction.
Right.
If you go one direction, I can't just be like, well, I'll catch up with you later. It's like, no, I'm going with you. And so this has, I think, more to do with who are you tethered to in your life. Obviously, if you're married, your spouse, you are definitely yoked to your spouse. And so that matters. Don't be unequally yoked. Who you marry matters. But this has to do with our friendships, because we can yoke ourselves to people without even really realizing it. One way to think of it is that in every relationship you have, you are both an influencer and an influencee. So say I'm a believer and you're not unbeliever. And so I think the question would be that I need to ask is, how much am I influencing you versus how much you're influencing me? And just to assume we are friends, you are going to influence me in certain ways. Mm-hmm. And I need wisdom to be able to navigate that, to know where that line is, and even not, how can I get right up to the line, but how can I navigate this situation so that I'm not being influenced by the world, so that I'm not yoked. One thing that I've heard Ian say is, are you a thermometer, which gauges the temperature, which a thermometer is influenced by the temperature around us. It's a gauge. Or a thermostat. You're setting the temperature. So as believers, are we? That's good. Yeah. He says all right things sometimes.
He's a pretty smart fella.
Yeah. So like, are we getting our temperature from something external, or are we the aroma of Christ? Where we go. So do you have anything else from the text? Are there any ways that you think we can do that, or how that has to do with our friendships?
I think that it's excuse me.
You okay?
I am.
Okay.
I got a little choked up.
Think about your friends.
Yeah. Well, from the text, something that's important to see, it says different phrases. It says ambush, take, and get rich. Something I want you to notice is that they're failing to mention something. They're failing to mention the consequences of this.
Yeah.
So this is how sin works. It promises fulfillment, but it never says that it will destroy you and your relationship with God. So simply put, sin is a liar. Sin is deceptive, and it is a liar. It never says if you go out and you drink, every night for 6 years, it never says that your liver is going to be destroyed. It only says that you're going to have a great time by doing this.
Yeah. Recognize the temptation for what it is. Navigate your friendships with great care, and ask for wisdom from the Lord to recognize, am I being too influenced here? Is this leading me down a path, or am I influencing them for Christ? Mm-hmm. And 2 Corinthians 5:20 says that we are ambassadors for Christ. We represent Him in the world, and that matters. So sometimes, sadly, our friendships need to change.
Absolutely.
You're not on your own in this. Seek counsel. Ask other believers in your life to give wisdom on what they see happening in your life and in these friendships, and to pray with you. And God will lead you. Thank you, Braden, for your insights and your conversation. Thank you for watching or listening, and we'll see you for the next episode of Everyday Wisdom.